Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube. Here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. It's possible, and we're going to start doing it. Alright, so if you've been watching me the last couple of years, you've seen me guide you through the transition of this planet. And you've been experiencing those feelings and thoughts and changes, and some of it seems to be negative. But with transition comes change. And as humans, we're very uncomfortable with change because it means we have to let go of the familiar, and we know what to do with the familiar. The ego likes familiarity. It likes what it knows, and it likes to get things that it desires and things it can control. So anytime we lose a relationship or a job or a situation or even a home, it can appear to be very negative, but with that change comes the ability to open up to completely new realities, and that's what's been happening. So many of you are thinking, why am I experiencing this? All of these things that have been happening to you have been opportunities for you to go ahead and switch into a new reality and use it. Most of these are lessons for you, and the universe telling you these are the things that need to be cleaned up. Is it forgiveness? Is it, not being so tough on yourself and realizing we all do stupid crap? Seriously, we came into these dense bodies on this dense planet with dense energy that's been, brought forward through the centuries. We took on a big responsibility. We're going to do some stupid stuff along the way. We don't have to do that anymore. Now we look back and say, wow, okay, I was in density. The ego was in control. I was thinking I was an individual. And through transition, you realize we are one, and that every single thing you do, you think is happening to you, not the other. So when somebody does something to you, they're not doing it to you. It's all about how they're feeling and thinking about themselves. And to not take that personally. But this is a shared energy, and we have a responsibility. So I want to share with you, and I'm going to start sharing some practical, very powerful, and advanced methods for you to start, let's just say, executing every single day to start to pull out of the density. Because now, instead of us just talking about all these things, we're going to start to do exercises. So we're practicing it every day. We're going to get very serious now. All that transition and the things we've been experiencing have been a major, major bizarre, right? Some of them, you guys feeling the energy and things were messed up, electrical magnetic fields were messing everything up. I experienced it. My friends who aren't even into all this stuff experienced it. So now what's happened is settled down, and we're going to see some big transitions. Do not be afraid of what you see. In fact, get excited. When you see major stuff happening, again, the rest of the globe is now going to get shook up to make some serious decisions to take it up a notch. Now, I know you're already doing that. So we're going to talk today about breaking up this cycle and ending those thoughts and negativity that is placing you into that reality. There is an instantaneous practice you can do, just like the 3-second manifesting. I'm going to give you immediate ways for you to switch out of fear, to switch out of negative thinking, to switch out of the negative reality. Everything is with a thought. Everything happens with a thought. So with every single moment, every time there is a negative feeling, a negative thought, a negative judgment, it is all coming from you. All of it. When you're thinking of everything out here, they're doing this, they're doing that, they are you. You're doing it. So if they're doing stuff, it's because you are giving that out, and it's reflecting back to you. I don't have negative colleagues. You know why? I only hang out with really positive ones. You know why? We're on that frequency. We're all in one shared energy. But we, through a changed frequency, by raising your vibration, you're resonating with the probabilities that exist within that frequency. So it's all a shared energy, but within that frequency, there will be no negative coworkers. There will be no negative experiences. You'll actually see things differently. So it's not like your negative parents or abuse is going to go away. It's how you're going to view the world. So with one thought, I want you to look at everything that feels bad, every single thing, person, situation that feels bad, and I want you to say, I take full responsibility. What is the message? What is the message? Okay? When you ask what the message is, you are no longer a victim of something that's happening outside of you. You are getting messages constantly. The universe is constantly reflecting, giving you what you need, showing you what needs to be changed. A lot of people say, you know, I'm in this awakened state and all this stuff, and then, but these people out there, they're so negative. I'm like, you are so not awakened. You are so not awakened if you're making that statement. They are not being negative. They are you, and if you're seeing them negative, then you are negative for seeing them negative. But we don't recognize that in ourselves, and that's the density. What is this message here? I'm seeing that negatively. All right, so what do I have to work on? Well, maybe I need to look at this differently. Or maybe I need to just step away and say this is not a positive situation. Not judge it, but just say I don't need to be around it anymore. Maybe the message is, you know, you're not resonating on that frequency. Not, oh, I'm better than them and they're on a lower frequency. So that's the ego again. Recognize your thoughts for exactly what they are. If there is any negativity in that thought at all, what is my message? I'm seeing this a certain way. I'm seeing the other as something that is negative. Why am I doing that? I'll tell you what, every single person that writes me with that stuff is angry, blames other people, and they're putting their ego up here that, oh, I'm so great and they're so negative, and that is negativity in itself. How do you end a negative thought? What is the message here? Not judging it good nor bad. So a lot of you who are extremely awakened will experience some stuff and it may not make sense. I want you to understand this, because a lot of you people are saying to me, well, I don't understand this. The world doesn't stop being, let's just say, a dense experience. It will not stop being a dense experience for some time as it's going through this transition. So you're going to see some things happening here that may not make sense. You're thinking, wait a second, I believe that I'm doing all the right things. I'm not having negative thoughts. I am giving and loving compassion. I'm not allowing my ego to control everything. I'm seeing everything as a lesson. And yet, stuff happens, right? The earth is in transition. So just look at it and say, what is the message here? Maybe there's something else I can do. Maybe there's something else I need to do. Right? What can I learn from this? How can I see this differently? So a lot of you are seeing the world as negative instead of saying, this is a world in transition, pulling out of some pretty bad stuff. This is exciting. I want you guys to know, everybody that loves my lipstick, I stopped using Chanel. Ouch. Really love Chanel, but I still have some left. I went to Whole Foods, who's very animal conscious, and so Whole Foods does not use anything that includes animal testing. And I went and found some beautiful lipsticks. I have it on right now. I'm making much better choices. We all can improve, all of us, right? As human beings, there's always room for improvement, because you will always experience the density of this planet as long as you're here. Those highest frequencies that you see out there, including the Dalai Lama, these are human beings experiencing being human as higher frequencies. So they continue to deal with things, and there are always great decisions and better decisions that they can make too, even though most of them are really in a very good place. So you're always going to get tested. Let's make sure it's not in animals. What are you eating? What are you doing? It's time to clean up everything. That is negative energy. Everything's energy. So that negative energy that you eat, that has included torture, that has included some kind of chemical abuse on plants, is what you are accepting, and you are saying, yes, we're done complaining about the pharmaceutical companies and the chemical companies and everything, because as long as you're using this crap, they'll keep making it. And guess what? They're starting to change. Have you noticed that? Why? Because we're rejecting what they're doing and we're not going to put it in our bodies anymore. And if there's no market for it, they'll create a market that we will buy. Let's be conscious, massively conscious. What's my message here? Are you sick? That's usually anger, by the way. So if you notice, I'm stuffed up right now. There are always messages. Don't always think that the negativity is yours, created by you. Yes, we are one energy. Ultimately, we are that. We are everything. So, you break a leg. Be more careful. You get a cold. Well, I know how I got this. It's actually not really a cold. I'm actually not sick. I went into an environment that had black mold. So I just inhaled some nasty spores. Now the good part is that I feel amazing, and every time I am exposed to something like this, is maybe once a year, I heal within 2 days. Literally, sometimes I can do it in 24 hours. So you do have that power, but just never forget you're still a human being. Eckhart Tolle gets colds and flus, all right? If he runs himself into the ground on those crazy schedules he has, he's going to run his human immune system down, and he can, if he doesn't get enough sleep or whatever, still be human. So don't ever forget that you are still a human being. So what's the message? The message is get a little bit more sleep. Maybe you have to, slow down a little bit. I work massively long hours. I'm trying to get so much. I do, on Christmas Day, I took 2 hours out on Christmas Day to do a meditation for you guys. Why? I know you want it. I know you need it. I loved doing it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and go and go. So sometimes there's always messages. All right, take better care of yourself. Or if you're getting sick, some of you guys are having some serious stuff. Maybe there's anger there. Maybe there's something you need to release, because the body will give you messages all the time. How are you feeling? Do you have anger? Do you blame the world? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel like you're not in control? Things are happening to you. What's that message? What's that message for you? That you need to take control. You've always had it. You have always had it. You can stop everything in a split second. What's this message? What's my message? I'm feeling anger toward my parents. What's the message? What is the solution to anger? Forgiveness. Somebody said, I don't understand this forgiveness thing. Why do we have to forgive, and why should people forgive us? And you know what? I don't know what context they meant that in, but my ultimate answer to that is we should never have to forgive anybody, including ourselves, because if we truly believe that there's no right or wrong, and we're doing our best, it's not an excuse to be a bad person, right? Bad, negative. If we're doing our best, there's nothing to forgive. If you know that everything is a message for you and it's for your benefit and others, somehow you guys are supposed to learn from it, then there's nothing to forgive. Because if they made a contract with you to be the jackass so that you could learn forgiveness, there's nothing to forgive. Not truly. Because you don't see fault in them. You don't look at them as somebody who did anything wrong, because you know that they're just as perfect and beautiful as you. This is the level we're going to take it up to now.
Because forgiveness, in my opinion, ultimately is judgment. You did something wrong, and I need to forgive you. So I talk on that level sometimes because if you can do that, if you can forgive and release, you can feel this massively big opening, and then you're going to go to the next level. The next level is they never actually did anything wrong in the first place. They were part of the play, of the role we agreed to just experience some of these things and to find our higher frequency within that massively big challenge. And that's what's going on. I was in the massively big challenge. What's in here as a higher frequency? How does a higher frequency handle that? That's when you get the choice to go to that higher frequency and say, there's no such thing as poverty. None. Because this world is so abundant and prosperous, and we can absolutely make sure that every person on the face of the earth never lacks anything. It has to be a unified effort. There will always be plenty of food and water for everybody. But not as long as we're acting as individuals and we separate ourselves from those people. And they may be here as our lesson to say, you know what? Some work still has to be done. What are you as a unit, as humanity, going to do about this? As soon as we start acting as one, everybody will have food. Everyone will have shelter. Everyone will have a warm bed and whatever they require. Not everybody wants opulence. In fact, I'd say most people are happier without it. But there's no lack on this planet. We're creating it by not unifying ourselves as one and making sure that the other comes first. So ask yourself, what's the message here? When I hear somebody tell me in one of their comments that they are so upset with the world, what's the message there? You believe that you are not the world. You believe that somehow you are this good person over here and that the world is messed up. Sorry. You're still thinking that, and that's why you're separating us from each other. And as soon as you realize, I am those people out there doing that, and the fact that I would even think that I'm separate from them tells me that I'm keeping us in this separation by thinking they are bad and that I am good. You are the expression of everything walking this planet and beyond. You are that one energy expressing itself. We don't have to go into that space. It's too mind-blowing for the human brain. But when you know that energy is one thing and that you are that very energy, you can change that energy. Not somebody's free will and individual expression. I'm talking about you can shift the actual energy. When you stop seeing things as problems, people as individuals, the world is this way, whatever, who's doing what to what, and you realize I am the expression of that. When I raise my frequency and I send that energy out of healing and light and abundance, instead of seeing it as negative, you are sending that negative energy. That's a problem. They are different. We are separate. You're creating it with those thoughts. Does this make sense? I'm separate, they're bad, I'm not part of that energy, there's nothing I can do. Boom! 3 seconds, you just manifested it. I am that energy. I am part of the collective consciousness that is doing that over here. That's feeling down, that's still learning. And I, who's now conscious of that, can send that energy out to those other energies of which we share, which will affect them. And then they get to make that choice. And I guarantee you, if that's how we handle our thoughts every day, instead of seeing things as negative, they're going to be so affected by that amazing positive power that they will start making higher choices. That's exactly how it works. You don't have to do anything. Yes, give and help, and I just brought a care package over to my neighbor, food. You know, and do what you can. We're not going to always be perfect here. You're a perfect energy, but as humans, we have a lot of flaws. See, everything is absolutely you expressing itself, neither good nor bad. Send that positive energy. Bless your food. Eat good things. Don't ingest or encourage anything out there, including the news or the crap, whatever media out there or whatever else you're watching and looking at that's negative. If you're watching it, you're creating it, and you're fueling it, including conspiracy theories. They don't exist for me. I think it's crap. I really do. I think it's a load of crap that people are, and they make up this and they make up that. And how much of it's true? Who cares? What are you doing by focusing on that? You're fueling it. And you're sitting in your living room. How's that helping anything? Energy is much more powerful than any physical thing that you could do. Because behind any physical thing you do is an energy. It is the energy. And there's always a thought behind that physical action. And if you don't do the physical action, your energy that you send out is just as powerful. It is. And as we collectively send that energy out and say, what's my message here? I am stressing out about this. That's what I'm creating, what I'm thinking. So if I'm thinking they're a problem and the world is crap, then I'm contributing to that. I'm creating that. Oops, my message is I can send light and love. I know that we're higher than this. I know that we're more powerful. I know that those people have the same love in them that I do because we're one energy, and I'm going to send that, and I'm going to pray and send my blessings that they will connect to that power and that people will stop making the decisions that are negative because they're going to feel differently. Because that collective energy is going to help pull them out. So every time you feel or think something negative, ask yourself, or something's going on in your life, what's the message here? I'm broke. The message is you're thinking you're broke. You're thinking that you don't have a way out. You're thinking that something's happening out there and that you don't control it. You control everything in your reality. Everything you're thinking and feeling is happening to you. And we're a collective. So when you raise that frequency, you can change this planet. Don't you think for a minute you aren't that important. You are. Every individual is equally important to that mission, to everything. And yes, some of us will have different frequencies to others, and some may transition without going to a higher frequency. And we don't even know that, do we? Who knows what they came here to do? To demonstrate to us what we should be doing. You can change your reality with how you see every single thing. What's my message? What is my message? The universe is always giving you exactly what you need. If you want to transition, a lot of you are saying, or I should say transcend. Transcend, ascend within your body. I don't mean like, passing through. If you want to transcend, then the universe is giving you everything you need to do that. So if you're on this channel, chances are pretty good you're going to experience some of this. Why? And you might say, whoa, let's unsubscribe to Landria because this might not be, we may have to go through some stuff. Well, then you're going to go to much worse stuff. You're going to go to some stuff that's really going to knock you on the head and your butt too. You know why? Because it's going to say you're going backwards here and you can't get out of it. So you might as well go over here, go through a few lessons here. Most of it's emotional, more than anything. And then the stuff that falls off and the new things that come in. You guys are experiencing miracles on my channel. I hear it all the time. People are writing me saying, oh my God, I just had an epiphany that, or they'll say one video totally saw the world differently, and then they switched into a new reality. It was a reality shift. Boom! And they are now seeing that thought over here. They don't have to shift over. They shifted permanently into the new thought. And that's what I'm hoping you will do. This is why I'm here, is to help you shift into the new thought and not keep going back into the old one. It's not real. It's only real for you. It doesn't exist for other people unless they collectively go into it together. The world is bad, blah, blah, blah. By the way, we're going to talk about full disclosure. I'm going to tell you what I think about full disclosure. Can you shift now? Yep. What's my message? Because as soon as you get it, it dissolves. Yeah, all of a sudden, you stop acting like that person who's a victim, who's angry, who's unhealthy, who does crap to the universe, to the planet, who sprays chemicals on your lawn and gives fast food to your kids. You stop being that person. You start taking responsibility, and everything starts to go to a higher frequency, and more positive things you'll connect to because you're on that frequency. Those things weren't down on your frequency. They were existing here in a higher frequency, and you'll start to exchange the beautiful things that go on in there. Jobs, more money, beautiful relationships, healthy relationships, health, abundance, prosperity for everyone. Because you're going to wish it for everyone, and what you wish for others is what you receive. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Get ready. Put on your seatbelt, baby. We're going for a bumpy ride, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. I can't wait. Namaste.